Hey everybody, it's Eric with McLaughlin's RV and Marine, and today we're taking a look at a brand new Premier Sunspree 230 RF. So we're going to start on the outside of the Premier here. We'll start right in the corner. You can see this has nice chrome corner casting on it. Gives it a nice look, but what it also does is it protects your docking lights here as well as your navigation lights, which are recessed inside of there. Then outside here you can see we got these nice flip up cleats. So if you like to jump on and off of the front of your pontoon, but you also like to keep your toes, this is a really nice option to have. As we come up here, you do have all seagrass flooring here. So as I'm sure you know, pontoons have really gone away from carpet. Stuff's really water resistant, doesn't stain, doesn't mold. It's just a really nice option that they put on pontoons now. Then as we come up here on your railskin, you can see that you have the nice red railskin here, give you a nice unique color, really pops when you're out on the water, paired with the black rails here. One thing you see on the outside, or don't see I should say, is you don't see any snaps, and that's because Premier uses a J-clip for their cover on their pontoons, so you don't have to go around and snap everything in. It just clips up underneath with plastic clips, so you aren't having to worry about them kind of coming off when it gets really windy, scratching up the side of your pontoon, scratching up your rails. It's just a really nice, efficient system that also helps keep from damaging your pontoon with the cover. So now we've taken a quick look around the outside here. Let's jump inside and take a look in there. All right, so here we are inside the Premier Sunspree 230. So as you can see on the one side here, we have all captain's chairs with a bench on this side. This is what Premier calls D-seating. So essentially you're replacing your bench with 2 chairs and a table here. Really convenient, especially if you go out with a lot of adults. Most of the time you aren't going to want to cram 3 adults right next to each other on a bench. So it's just a nice layout that gives everyone their own space. So you're not sitting cuddled up right next to somebody, and kind of gives you a table in between as well. Down below me here, you can see that we have a speaker underneath this bench. This pontoon is equipped with 4 speakers. You're gonna have 1 here, 1 by your helm, and then 2 more in the back. Right in front of your helm here, you do have a nice spot that's dedicated for a garbage can. And underneath there, you can actually access the underside of your helm. And it also works as a nice spot to kind of hide away your cover and things that you aren't gonna be needing to get at when you're out on the water. Down on the side here, you do have a nice lockable storage. So maybe you're on a lake that has a restaurant on it, or a bar, or you're just going parking at a sandbar, jumping off, and you just want a nice spot to be able to kind of hide your wallet, keys, phones, any of those types of things. So you can stick it right in there, lock it, don't have to worry about people being able to get at it. On your helm here, you do have 4 gauges. So you're gonna have 5 gauges actually, sorry. You're gonna have your tack, you're gonna have your fuel, and you're gonna have voltage. Over here you're gonna have your speedo, and you're gonna have your trim gauge. Here's the head unit for your stereo. It's a Clarion head unit, so that goes to the 4 speakers. It's Bluetooth capable. On the right side here, you do have kind of a nice curved look, kind of gives it almost like a spaceship feel, kind of hugs you when you're sitting in the driver's seat, with a cup holder as well as a phone holder here. Then as we jump around to the back of the pontoon, just one more thing to point out on the helm is it does have a raised platform. So when you're driving, you're actually kind of sitting up. So you're actually looking up over top of the people that would be sitting on the bench in front of you. And then on your back seats, you're gonna have recessed cup holders on either side, and those 2 speakers that I talked about before. You do have nice storage here on either side. These will fold up and over. And underneath all of your benches, including the one up front, this is all storage in here. One thing to point out with Premier is on the other side, which you can't really see, it is a rotocast molding. Premier doesn't use any wood in their seats, just with all the water of people sitting there with wet swim trunks, wet swimsuits, a lot of water running off your seats. With it being all rotocast and not wood, you don't have to worry about any sort of rot, mold, anything like that going on in your seats on the Premier pontoons. Then as we jump to the back, you do have your fancy wine bottle holder here that flips over into a paper towel holder. So after you've had a bottle of wine, if you start to spill, you can keep the paper towels underneath so you can wipe it up. And you do have a lot of deck space here on the back, so nice and open. If you do like to jump off of the pontoon and have kids that like to run around, you do have a lot of deck space back here with a telescoping ladder in the corner to get on and off of the pontoon. So this has been a quick overview of a Premier Sunspree 230. If you want to come check this pontoon out in person, stop at our Fargo location.